Gary Stothard here, Harrogate Golf Club, weekly swing tip time. So what we're going to talk about this week is the shank. So shots that are coming out of that part of the golf club, right out of the neck there, that's called the shank. So some ideas on why we actually hit the shank. A lot of the time what we see is when we're coming into impact, we can see a really good path where the club's running nice and straight through the shot, but then it moves out slightly. If it moves out slightly, you know, it can be a really good path, but then it hits right out the neck of the club. So we've got to try and eliminate this. We've got to try and stop that club from pushing out. And when you look at it on camera, what you see at impact is you see the hands getting delivered in front of themselves like that. So just a slight push out of an inch or two, and then that pushes that neck right towards the ball, causing the shank shot. Sometimes you get a shank from the actual club face really closing on the shot. So when the club face really closes, it pulls the ball from there into the neck. So sometimes if it's really violently shut in the face, it can drag it in towards that neck of the club. The main sort of swing tip that I want you to feel like when you're coming in to strike the shot, really feel like the hands are staying close to the body, and then try then to keep them moving around on the natural path. Try not to feel like the hands are pushing too straight down the line there. If they push too straight there and exit almost too much down your target line, again you're pushing that neck towards it. Let me hit one and I'll show you that. So I'm going to try and exit quite straight down the line. See there, a little bit tricky to get into my follow through as well. So that's when I just exit a little bit too straight in the follow through, and we can see there it got a little bit risky towards that neck area. We don't want that. We want, you know, your bad ones almost to be a little bit on this toe side rather than the neck side. So I've had the swing thought of trying to keep my hands nice and close to my body, keep the body rotating, and then exit to the left. Try not to steer it down the line. Strike felt more solid. There we go, nice centre strike. That's that natural path, really trying to feel like my hands are close and exit round to the left. That should give you that centre strike. So it's actually really difficult when you're swinging to think about trying to keep your hands tucked in and then twisting the body through the shot. So try a few drills. So we like the 2-ball drill here. So what we try and do, have a couple of inch gap there between the 2 balls. And then when we're going for the shot, we're going to address this inner ball and simply try and hit the shot without touching that outer ball. So we should be able to keep everything tucked in and moving around to the left. There shouldn't be a feeling of wanting to push the hands out and moving the weight that way, because ultimately the shank's caused when hands push out and the weight's moving too much that way instead of down the target line. We always want to move the weight forwards down the line and turning the body. So just try and hit that inside ball, try not to hit the outer. There we go. Do that several times. You know, you want to try and do that 10 times on the spin without nudging the outer ball, and then once you've done it enough times, then have a go at doing it without the outer ball there. There we go, good strike again. The other drill is just bring in a bottle of water, empty bottle. Almost the same idea, but sometimes it can have a really good effect because it looks a little bit bigger there on the floor than the other ball. So again, it's trying to stop you from wanting to push out. So it's going to train your hands to want to stay close to the body and keep that body rotating through the hit and stop you from wanting to push out. So you just pop the bottle a couple of inches outside the line of the ball and then let it come back like that, and then we've got loads of room for the club to get through there. It doesn't have to be on an inside path like that, it can come nice and straight, but just stop yourself from wanting to push out and push that neck towards it. There we go, good strike. And all the time there, I'm not feeling the need to throw that club at the ball. I'm just bringing it in on its natural path, keeping everything close to the body, then just rotating through the hip. One more. Keeping everything close. Go. No sign of it wanting to push out. Keep practicing, everyone. Really work on those drills. Get those centered strikes. Let's stop this neck pushing out. Keep everything close and connected and keep that body rotating. If you want any more lessons, give us a call 01423 862547. Thank you.